There are so many ways for you to source your music nowadays, from streaming apps to having your own audio library on your smartphone, even to old school CDs and vinyl records. However, if you really want to up your audiophile status, then you gotta check out the latest MP3 players. Now guys, my mission is to give you the details that you need to make an informed decision. Hey, I'm Jim with Techie Tech News, and these are the best MP3 players of 2025. Now, we reviewed over 15 of the top units, and we've settled on what we think are 6 of the world's best. Now, things that we focus on are feature sets, capacities and battery life, and the overall sound quality to guide our review. But we also paid attention to the file compatibility, as we want to ensure that our viewers won't be blindsided by usability in the future. And don't worry guys, we've added links to all of these products in the video description box below. Now, let's get into the review. FiiO M11S, best feature-rich mid-tier MP3 player. You don't have to listen long, hard, or through a particularly talented set of headphones to realize that the M11S is a genuine article. In every meaningful music-making respect, it's got skills, and in some areas, it's a certified expert. The M11S is intuitive enough to make trifling yet often transient information apparent, and it can relay the most nuanced, delicate, and dynamic variations in a solo instrument with ease. It has more than enough headroom to dispatch bigger shifts without issue, and when called upon, it faithfully describes big, wide, and properly defined sound stages. Now, the treble is perhaps a little bit on the bright side, but not so much that we would consider it a fault. But it is a point of noting. Here are some of the stats. There is a lot to love here, including the Android 10 operating system, a touchscreen that's smooth and responsive, a punchy yet controlled and detailed sound, and a reasonably classy build. Pros and cons. Now, the sound here is collectively organized and detailed. It has some excellent specifications, and the user interface is simple and easy to use. But the treble can be a bit much. That, plus there is a lack of internal memory, and battery life is just ordinary. And for final thoughts, the FiiO M11S does an excellent job of gently undercutting its closest rival, the Estelle and Kern and Norma SR35. Not to nudge you either way, but it's easy to look at the savings you'll make here and decide it's worth putting into a nice high-capacity micro SD card instead of its pricier rival. And quite honestly, that makes perfect sense. And in the future, if you need to find more tech deals, simply visit TechieTechDeals.com. Sony NWA306, best value Sony MP3 player. Not only is this plucky little player part of Sony's new Walkman lineup, it's built to handle incredibly high quality audio files for a price that is much more palatable than what is currently out there. The tape cassette interface is a glorious retro touch, and where the NWA306 is a letdown is not in its music playing skills, but in the slight niggles that we all around found with usability. The menu can be a little unresponsive at times, and the battery longevity can vary, and surprisingly, it occasionally struggles to play standard 128 kbps audio files, which is why we were forced to adjust our star rating under intense review. Here are some of the stats. Now, there's no denying that the positives vastly outweigh the negatives here, especially for the money. Pros and cons. The sound was plentiful, detailed, and bassy. The unit was petite and it can handle exceptional high-res audio files. But when processing lower-end quality files, it seemed to struggle here and there. The touchscreen is also not really that responsive, and we did notice that it did heat up rather quickly. And in our final thoughts, if you're looking for a dedicated high-res audio player, the Sony NWA306 boasts an impressive spec sheet straight from the box. It supports audio files far above CD quality, and more than that, it shines when it's playing these higher end files. So if you intend on listening to your music being very strict to file quality, this is definitely the player for you. FiiO M23, best value elite MP3 player. You know, FiiO has become the audio specialist we're so used to applying the label great value, high performance, and portable audio electronics. To that, the M23 could almost be seen as a run-of-the-mill player. almost, because it's simply not true. The company really has thrown absolutely everything it can at this high-resolution audio player in terms of specifications, and we've yet to find another audiophile type that it won't accept, handle, unpack, and celebrate. Also, the design is solid but classy. It's snappy operation, and unlike smaller players, its touchscreen is easy to use. This is an absolute audio beast of the highest caliber. Here are some of the stats. It's even prepared to tolerate lowly sub 16-bit 44.1 kHz content if you simply must. Although if you're investing in this player, you really should also invest in some good quality streaming services. Pros and cons. The sound is warm and balanced, yet exciting. It comes with amazing specifications for the dollar. Plus, it has an excellent build quality and finish. But we have noticed the occasional playback glitch, something that did not, we must say, occur often, but it was also a bit hefty at 299 grams. And for final thoughts, it works on an amended version of Android 12, and it will happily load your Tidal, Apple Music, or Qobuz subscription apps via the Play Store. If you are on the lookout for an elite MP3 player that's worth every penny, well, you found it. Audiophile Kern AN Norma SR35, best top-shelf MP3 player. Audiophile Kern doesn't typically provide budget options, but the good news is that the premium nature of the SR35 applies to the specification, the sound quality, and the user interface, as well as the high price point. But still, it is an exceptional player. It is about the size of a deck of cards, and it only weighs 184 grams, but it isn't the lightest DAP on the market. And believe us when we tell you that the 4 onboard DAC filters and improved amp circuitry are worth the few extra grams. And if you can't afford it, worth the few extra dollars you will pay. Here are the stats. Also, while the SR35 deserves the best standard of content you can afford to upload into it, it is certainly less fussy than many other rival players. Pros and cons. You can just hear the quality, making each sound unique and textile. And the unit itself just radiates quality while you're holding it. And then there are the many user end options that are very useful. But we'll never get over the price tag, and for that money, there just isn't enough internal storage. That and the battery can actually be all over the place depending on how you use it. And for final thoughts. While you should be really giving it all of the 24-bit 192 kHz FLAC files it deserves, this particular Audiophile Kern will readily tolerate and deliver 320 kilobits per second Spotify streams better than most. But whatever you're listening to, the sound this player is capable of is exciting, detailed, and fun like you wouldn't believe. If you could ever shine bright like a diamond, you would be doing it while listening to this player. FIO JM21, best entry-level MP3 player. It's compact yet impressively premium, and it features a high-quality plastic and aluminum build with a stylish two-tone design in sky blue and silver, weighing in at just 156 grams. It's lightweight but solid. And despite its price, it packs twin Cirrus Logic CS43198 DACs, supports 32-bit 384 kHz and DSD 256s, and includes high-performance OP amps in a fully balanced layout. Connectivity options include a 3.5mm and 4.4mm balanced headphone output, with the 3.5mm jack doubling as an SPDIF output for external DACs. The USB-C port handles both data transfer and charging. Now, with over 12 hours of battery life, it outperforms most entry-level players. And while storage is still limited at 32GB, its microSD slot does support up to 2TB, solving that issue. Here are some of the stats. The sound quality is superb for the price. It's lively, detailed, and well balanced, and it has an impressively wide soundstage. Pros and cons. We really like the impressive soundstage when using it with high-end headsets. Its well-built and high-end feel is really satisfying to use. But we did notice that the sound was kinda numb at higher volumes. That and its internal storage felt a little on the small side, having to rely on a microSD storage slot for more memory. And final thoughts. While the audio can lose some dynamic variation at very high volumes, this won't be an issue for most listeners. I mean, for the money, nothing comes close. The Sony equivalent costs nearly twice as much without matching its build quality, specs, or performance. So if you want affordable high-res audio without compromise, this is definitely the unit to buy. Activo P1, best overall MP3 player. After some much review, we really ended up liking this Activo P1, which is the new budget line from Estelle and Kern. Now, you do lose some premium features that you get from the A&K players, but that's not really a deal breaker for the majority of us, unless you are really far into your audiophile journey. And to that, we commend you. So if you're looking for a best all-arounder that will suit most people, this is definitely the player to get. Now, it doesn't look quite as expensive as its parent brand's angular dark metallic players, but it's what's inside that really counts here. And under the hood, the P1 is very good indeed. It has got the same amplification and more expensive players, not to mention its ESS ES9219Q Sabre dual DACs. Here are some of the specs. The sonic performance here is outstanding when used as a DAP, and in DAC mode, it's a useful audio upgrade for your computer or laptop. You can even craft complex equalizer curves with the equalizer. Pros and cons. Out of the box, its sound quality is absolutely stunning, leaving you unsure if you got a special model. It's also a DAC, so you can amp up your PC or laptop audio, and the Play Store is quite useful here. But there seems to be this recurring theme of limited internal storage. Startup of the unit can actually take a while as well, and it does tend to get on the hot side. And final thoughts. In addition to its local playback, the P1 also works with the best music streaming services, and that includes the Play Store for support. But we think that the best thing has to be its overall feature set versus the price unit on the market. And you could still use a micro SD card up to 1.5 terabytes to overcome its lack of storage. We think it's a mighty good unit, so don't miss out. Hey folks, thanks for watching, and please let us know if you're enjoying our new format. At Techie Tech News, it's our mission to help you with your buying decision process by giving you quality information and making the most of your time here with us. If you have any questions at all, please post in the comment section and I will personally assist you. And also remember that Amazon has an excellent return policy to help you minimize the risk. And please let us know which MP3 player you would choose. Links to all of these items are in the video description box below, and guys, when you're done, you gotta check out the next video.